Well, the meltdown has reached legendary status from AOC for having to endure one person's compliments. Um, I think the total is up to maybe 3 or 4 videos about it via Instagram or Instagram Live, about 1,000 news articles covering it. But that wasn't enough. She had to go and get this young up and coming comedian's show canceled. Why? Because I don't know. I thought protesting was supposed to make people feel uncomfortable. I guess I don't understand. I mean, this is what she herself said. Also, shout out to also pointing out, shout out to, but allow me to also point out, there are plenty of people on the right that are like clutching their pearls over this. I just don't want to hear it. I mean, I just don't. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Bill O'Reilly, the master of putting his hands on employees that he shouldn't, virtue signal about how we need laws to protect public officials. Get out of here. It was some dude who talked to a politician, something that in the olden days, we could actually do. Now they hide behind block buttons on Twitter and behind personal security. You get this loser, Bill O'Reilly. Some loon stalked and insulted Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. This has to stop. We need new laws to protect public officials and others, and we need them now. Somebody said she was his favorite big booty Latina, and Bill O'Reilly thinks we need new laws. Of course, Michael Malice reminding him they need protection from creeps like you. And there are people that'll say things like this: the right will never win if it's always taking the high road. The problem with the left is because they always are the loudest. They believe that they are in the majority, and that might makes them right. As conservatives, we must dispel this myth, perhaps. You could see, of course, Ocasio-Cortez writing, the whole point of protesting is to make people feel uncomfortable. Activists take that discomfort with the status quo, advocate for concrete policy changes. Popular support often starts small and grows. To folks who complain, protest demands make others uncomfortable. That's the point. Isn't that your own words, Miss Big Booty Latina? The thing is, a lot of these people are purposely like, man who calls AOC, okay, wait, let's say no sympathy. AOC blasted for complaining about harassment, though she belittled Kavanaugh's harassment. Remember all the stuff that Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh had to go through? Look, I understand taking the high road, and I don't think I can tell you you're wrong. I can't tell you that you're wrong to say that we should take the high road. I can't tell you to say that you're wrong to do that. I can say, though, unequivocally, you are a better human than me, because I've been covering this for 10 years, plus the culture battle and all this. I just don't care anymore. If somebody calls AOC a big booty Latina, I don't care. This is the same woman that cheered on people burning down Minneapolis and Kenosha and all the various cities across this country. This is the same political party that has Chicago is one of the most dangerous places in the world. You have, the same people running Philadelphia, dangerous. I don't care. Now, you might be the better human, and I would admit that. We can all admit our faults, and I admit I have been ground down to a fine pulp to where I just don't care. If poor AOC had somebody call her a big booty Latina, life will go on for me. And the fact that she's out here maximizing her victimhood points proves that she doesn't care either. She's just using this for clout. She never cared in the first place. Of course, less than a week after Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez mocked Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh after protests forced him to leave a Washington, D.C. restaurant, the lawmaker complained on Twitter about being heckled. Conservative users on Twitter blasted the Congresswoman for the apparent double standard. On Wednesday evening, Ocasio-Cortez tweeted, I posted about a deeply disgusting incident that happened to me, blah, 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 blah. right? But here we have Ocasio-Cortez mocking this guy. Politico clutching pearls today after a handful of, quote, unruly protesters targeted Brett Kavanaugh by standing outside his steak dinner. Just an absolutely terrifying night for Kavanaugh, who did not hear or see the protesters and ate a full meal before leaving for dessert. Here's AOC. Poor guy, he left before his souffle because he decided half the country shouldn't risk passing away if they have unplanned pregnancy. Blah, blah, blah. The least they could do is let him eat cake. Oh, interesting. So again, you can see Matt Walsh pointing out, you've defended leftist militants who harass Supreme Court justices at their homes. So you get absolutely no sympathy here at all. I'm with Matt on this. I'm with Matt on this. There's plenty I disagree with him on, but I just don't care. If somebody would have put a pie in her face, I would laugh. Now, that's probably going a little too far. You're putting your hands on somebody. That, I guess I'd laugh, but I would disavow. I'm not going to disavow someone roasting her. And by the way, it wasn't about the, like, it was clearly about, Alex being pro-life. He was protesting. Inside that compliment sandwich was a poignant point when he said that she wants to end babies, but check out that sweet booty. That's the protest, and that was in the sandwich, the compliment sandwich. He was protesting, and it did make her feel uncomfortable. So you get no sympathy from me. But that didn't stop the mob from getting his stand-up comedy show special canceled. OMG, AOC got the DC Cart Center to cancel my comedy show tonight. Full refund for the people that bought their tickets. If you still want to see me perform, come to the Capitol tonight at 9:30 p.m. So instead he hosted at the Capitol. And this guy's just got balls of steel because there it was. He did show up at the Capitol at 9:30 p.m. Let the whole world know where he was.
They tried to shut us down! They tried to shut us down! They couldn't. We're here on the Capitol. Project 99 on the ground all the time. This is the future of the world. New World Order, we're coming for you, and we're going to kick you right in your tamale hole, all right?
Looks like plenty of people showed up. Of course, Newsweek covered man who called AOC Big Booty Latina defends, quote, teasing her. The man who, and by the way, I think, let's see, Alex Stein 99, I believe it is. AOC's little meltdown. Oh wait, that's his YouTube channel, which also grew a good bit. But I wanted to see his Twitter. There we go. Yeah, 25,000 new followers yesterday. This is a guy that was averaging about a couple hundred followers a day. 25,000 yesterday. He's at 8,000 now already. I bet he's already over 200. He's passing me on Twitter almost certainly by now. Oh, maybe there it is. Bam, he's over 200,000. I mean, like, what an epic backfire for going on this, like, absolute melty. Stein insisted that his confrontation with Congresswoman was only teasing during a Thursday interview with Green, Ocasio-Cortez, ideological opposite, and one of her biggest critics, MGT. He claimed that a New York bodega worker was being charged in defending himself, allegedly in self-defense, was evidence that Ocasio-Cortez was engaging in hypocrisy for allegedly suggesting that his comments made him, quote, a pervert. It's sad that you can go to jail for defending yourself in her own district, by the way. And she doesn't do anything about the bodega owner. She comes and complains and does makeup tutorials and says, I'm terrible. I'm these terrible things. So I'm just going to call that hypocrisy, and that she doesn't really care about her own constituents. I would say that's very true. Stein went on to claim various other things. He suggested the confrontation and the remarks that he shouted at her were justified because she encouraged protesters to confront Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh after he was nominated by former President Donald Trump. 2020 was literally the greatest summer ever. I think he's 2 years. Oh, yeah, he's making some spicy jokes that I can't make. He's not wrong though. These politicians, just like AOC, she said, oh, go confront Kavanaugh, he added, yet when she gets confronted, she completely melts down. That's absolutely true. And, you know, as I'm getting older and longer in the tooth, you know, I'm really getting tired of both sides. It's like, what is, you know, oh, you know, Bill O'Reilly, Mr. Grab Hands. I'm like, there's this, you know, more than a handful of Republicans that are just garbage rhinos, and you know, there's I mean, there are good Democrats, I'm sure, and there are good Republicans, I'm sure, but the establishment is like they're both doing the same thing. Neither one of them is really interested in helping the American people. We need to make a change there. People need to have the courage to vote third party, or we need better candidates to run in these parties. Keep the money out of them, because you know, it's a joke. We can't make a joke at AOC's defense. She's going to hide behind every little shield she can. Get out of here. I have zero sympathy for her. Congrats to Alex for his 40,000 plus new followers on Twitter. Make sure you go check out his YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.